Welcome back, everybody. I don't know if your brains are scrambled by this point or not, but we got a lot of cool stuff to talk about still. And what I want to do is, my goal is for you to end up with a framework that you can have a setup, an invite, and a commitment. And the key to getting people to attend events or to consume a tool of any sort is to get the commitment. This is the secret sauce. Anybody can do this. Not enough people do this, but virtually no one does this to an elite level. And if you do, you'll do great. Just know, in the workbook, page 10, there's an example of a person who hates their job using a direct approach. Page 11, for a good friend with an indirect approach. Page 12, an example with a highly successful person with an indirect approach. Page 13, to a cold market prospect who's done a good job selling you some shoes. Example number 5, and then there's worksheets, blank worksheets that you can use to just put in front of you and fill in the blanks when you are preparing to have a conversation with somebody, okay? Let me go back to some of the questions. What were some of the questions?
If you're in a company for a while, indirect approach.
Who asked it? If you're in a company for a while?
Yeah, indirect approach.
From Anders or who? All right, let me go to Anders. He asks a question about indirect and super indirect approach. After the exposure, how do you shift their view so they see an opportunity for themselves? Is it just taking a chance that they see an opportunity for themselves? Usually they do. When you show it, at the end of that, you're going to be asking, so what do you like best about what you just saw? Do you see an opportunity for other people? Do you see an opportunity potentially for yourselves? What do you think? If you know some other people, super indirect person, if you know some other people, it might make sense for you to get in front of those people in line and be able to benefit from those relationships if you can make those connections with me. You provide the people, I'll provide the leadership, and maybe together we can build something. See what I'm saying? Or if it's an indirect approach, what do you think? Do you think there's an opportunity? Do you think that there's a need for this product? Do you think that the company is solid? Do you think it would be a dream if we could do something together? Because making a transition isn't too hard. Molly asks, so I hope that helps you answer that question. Usually it's pretty natural. Molly BH asks, what if you've been in business for a while and you're using the indirect approach, I'm assuming? You don't have to ask for an opinion on the business itself. You can say, you're successful. I've been in business for a bit, but I'd like to get your take on this. Or we're looking to expand the business more strongly in this area. So before we do this big expansion, I wanted to get your opinion on it. We're adding a new product, and I wanted you to get your opinion on if the product makes sense. I've been doing this a while, but I need some fresh eyes. So doing that type of a thing, asking for their input about some specific campaign, project, product, game plan, expansion, any excuse in order to be able to get together with them. I hope that helps. I use text messaging with my team all the time. Can't wait to hear what you share. We'll get to that in just a moment. Send them a video of the company. If the prospect is a bought lead and know that you purchased a lead, what's the best approach? There is no best approach other than to get them on the phone and say, I understand you are someone looking for an opportunity. What are you looking for? And just ask some questions. Questions will help you with that. Now Jackie wants to know how to get the chat back. I don't know. What do you say when you call them and they haven't looked at the tool? Excellent question. So, if I give you this tool, will you watch it? Yes, I will. When will you do it for sure? I'll do it tonight. So if I call you tomorrow morning, you'll have done it for sure. They say yes. What's the best time and number? They give it to you and you call them back. You call them tomorrow morning, they say, life got in the way, my kid got sick, I couldn't watch it. That's okay. Don't ever get defensive or mad at them for not doing it, if they got too busy. That's fine. When do you think you could do it for sure, for sure? I just added for sure. So when you can do it for sure the first time, second time for sure, for sure. Look, all I want you to do is understand it. All I want you to do is see it. And once you see it, we'll see if I'm very interested in what you're going to say after you take a look at it. So when do you think you do it for sure, for sure? Be conservative. I don't waste your time. You won't waste mine. Next time I call you, you'll have seen it for sure. Oh, next Tuesday. All right, fantastic. So if I call you on Wednesday, you'll have seen it for sure. All right, fantastic, wonderful. So that's all I do. I just keep going with that, keep going with that, keep going with that. Schedule the next time, until they see it. Okay? So I just stay friendly. I stay in my friend posture instead of hounding them. They don't owe me anything. I don't owe them anything. I still have the gift, but I feel a responsibility that they're educated so they understand it, but I'm not there to be their boss. Okay. Nowadays, I find people rarely answer their phone. How do you suggest you combat this challenge? Text them and say, do you have time for a quick call? Text them to set up the call. That'll work. The workbook is large, but worth it, 61 pages. Yeah, it is worth it. The inviting course, you'll find it, you can download. That's in there also, in the inviting course in the Masterclass library for GoPro Academy people. What if you already screwed up, most of you? Look, here's the thing. It's hard for me to do this training without people feeling like really shitty. They're like, oh, I screwed up so many good prospects. They would have been so great, but then I did it all wrong. Just give yourself some grace. Understand everybody screws it up from time to time. I screwed it up. Most of the top leaders screwed it up. So you got a couple different approaches. One is to go back and do it right again. Two is to go and say, I'm sorry, I was such an amateur. I might have made you uncomfortable in this process. But I do want you to understand what it is that I have. And I had a good heart, but I just didn't have very good skills in order to be able to help you do it. And just be honest with them. Third is just to realize that most of the people that are going to join your business over the course of your career, you don't know when you start your business. I did like a 5-hour training yesterday in Dallas, Texas, for a company. And one of the guys making a couple $100,000 a year, he'd been involved with the company for 12 years. He'd recruited 72 people. I said, how many of those 72 people that you've recruited over the last 12 years, how many of them did you know 12 years ago? And he said 2. So all 70 of his 72, he met after he joined. So give yourself some grace and realize you're going to screw it up and just stay friendly with those people. You're going to be fine. Okay? Try not to beat yourself up too bad. If they don't answer your call after a presentation, then it's just the follow-up. Look, if you set it up professionally, I'm calling like I said I would. Right? Or you can text them, hey, I'm following up like I said I would. Because if they won't return the call, a lot of times they'll return a text. And you could just say, I'm real interested in your feedback. What did you like best about what you saw? And then they'll respond back, oh, I haven't seen it yet, or whatever, usually, okay? Text number 1, text number 2, text number 3, we'll talk about that, what to text. But in follow-up, you can text virtually anything. Just keep it friendly. Talk what you, text how you would normally text a real person, because they're all real people. Yeah, replay will be coming soon on this. That'll help you. Yes, Joe No says you don't have to be an expert to start, but you have to start to be an expert. Totally right. Totally right. You talk a lot about rapport. When is the best time to invite someone you just recently met? What counts as rapport? How much rapport do you need? Here's what I will tell you. If you follow the process that we go through that you can find inside of your Masterclass library a lot, which is how to tell your story. If you hear their story, you tell somebody else your story, within 5 minutes you can have enough rapport. if you have the environment in order to be able to do that. If you don't have that time, then it might take a little bit longer, but usually it's a natural time. When you either find out something about them, look, I'm expanding a business, I don't know if you're open to taking a look, or I need your help, I need your support, would you look at something for me, or this is not for you, but do you know some people that could help me expand in this area? Jen Keogh says, I'm getting crickets. I text with an initial greeting and no response. I follow up later with a question. I get nothing, very frustrating. It depends on what these people are. I mean, if they're your friends, that's unusual. If they're cold market or, it's all recruiting, you're gonna have some resistance. But a couple things, Jen, is one, you can make up in numbers what you lack in skill. If you just do this a few times and you don't get some responses, that's fine. If you can reach out to 100 people with a response and just say hello, I mean, people ask me all the time, what do you send in a text message if you want to just start a conversation? Start with hello. Start with hi. Nice to meet you. Or hi, what's going on? How's your day? What's happening? What's your schedule look like? What's up with you? What have you been doing for fun? Just something that will cause them to respond and say, well, here's what's happening with this and this and this, and now you're getting in conversation, and once you get in conversation, at some point, you could say, listen, if you want to do this by phone, you could say, hey, do you have a second for a phone call? And you could do this. If not, you could say, I don't have a lot of time right now, but I really appreciate this or this or this about you, compliment, and then make the invite by text. If I would you, time commitment, confirm, time and number, stop talking. I'll talk to you then. And during the break, Alex King was telling me on Facebook, here, come over and tell him. You can talk into my mic. This is Alex King, everybody. So Alex, you were talking about what Facebook does when you're in Messenger?
Facebook Messenger, yeah.
When you're in Facebook Messenger,
yeah.
and
You've gotten to this point.
yeah, when you got there and you want to schedule a time to be able to talk with them,
Right.
let's say you're talking.
Right.
If you message somebody inside of Facebook Messenger, like you sent me a message.
Sometimes if they say, let's say they say Sunday afternoon or Sunday,
Yeah.
I'll talk to you then. It'll underline it in Facebook Messenger.
Right.
You can tap it and it automatically creates an event. In Facebook Messenger, it calls it a plan. But you can also hit the little plus button right
Yep.
here.
So
They won't be able to see it, but plus in the bottom left of Facebook Messenger, and it will say plan. And you create a plan inside Facebook Messenger instead of going.
so it's plus and then it gets to plans.
Yeah.
There's a little red button that says plans.
Right.
You click on plans and you can set a date and time where it will do it'll kind of set an appointment that will remind them an hour ahead of time.
Yeah.
And it'll send a reminder to you an hour ahead of time to be able to have this, like he set Sunday, April 8th at 5 p.m., Alex and Eric catch up.
Yeah.
And both of these will get a reminder. It'll all be done on Facebook.
Yeah.
So that's an example of something, and your calendar will kind of do that too if you want to. It's a little more formal. If you're already in a conversation
Exactly.
here,
Right.
inside of Messenger,
Right.
this is easy.
And they're accountable to you, but they're also accountable to Facebook Messenger. So it's not necessarily you saying, hey, I'm just following up when I said I was going to follow up. Facebook saying, both of you said you were going to meet right now. So
Yeah.
it's great. It just kind of takes you out of the equation.
Cool. So cool tip, yeah?
Great.
Thanks, Alex. Appreciate it. All right. One thing, before we go further, I've got to talk to you about, we started at the beginning of this, the social media summit that we're doing on May 12th. I'm telling you, this is going to be the most valuable event for anyone interested in growing their business online, using social media, growing their network marketing business, ever created. This one-day online summit is going to have thousands of people from all over the world. We're going to sell it for $297, worth every penny. We're going to give them the Social Media Mastery course for those who register. $497 is what we sell it for online. And for 8 hours, we're going to have the world's best network marketing experts when it comes to social media. Every single platform are going to be here live, interacting with you, bringing the best practices from around the world, all the best secrets. Some of the most amazing people. We're going to be announcing the lineup next week. I want you, those of you who are inside of GoPro Academy, you're already going to get this. So just make sure you mark your calendar for May 12th. There will be a replay for GoPro Academy people and for the people who purchased this course. But if you're not part of GoPro Academy, you just bought this for today, you're not part of GoPro Academy, you've already paid this. All you have to do is click the upgrade button. You've already paid for your initial enrollment fee. We'll count what you paid for today's class towards your enrollment fee, and hopefully it's been worth every penny. Count it towards your enrollment fee in GoPro Academy. You just start $97 a month, and you'll be able to get that course and everything else for free and cancel anytime you want. I think you're insane if you don't click on the upgrade button, because you're going to get all of the courses and everything else. I mean, it's $8,000 worth of stuff, not even including what's going to happen on May 12th for people inside of GoPro Academy. The whole world's going to hear about this. It's going to be one of the loudest events in network marketing over the course of the next 12 months. It's going to be amazing. If you purchase this course, Kevin, the discount is the $297 that you paid for this course. That will go towards your enrollment into GoPro Academy. We normally charge $297 to join and then $97 a month. We'll take the full $297 and count it towards your GoPro Academy. So I mean, it's really a no-brainer. We want to make this the easiest decision possible. GoPro Academy is where more millionaires are going to be built and born than any other place on earth inside of network marketing. They're going to be the highest skilled, the highest results, the best possible environment for learning. Also, I've got to tell you, we've been trying to get all of you that are in GoPro Academy into the Facebook page. I need you to do me a favor. Some of you are not responding, or our emails are going into your junk email or whatever, but go to gpa@networkmarketingpro.com. Go to gpa@networkmarketingpro.com. Email there and just tell us you want to be added to the Facebook group, and we'll add you to the Facebook group. I'm going to be doing a lot more Facebook Lives, specifically inside of the GoPro Academy Facebook group, just for that group, coaching videos where I'm going to pick one of you and I'm going to call you up and we'll do a coaching session in front of everybody else. That's going to be part of GoPro Academy inside that member-only site. So include your Facebook email in the message. Email GoProAcademy@networkmarketingpro.com. Include your Facebook in that message. All right. Any other questions? Let me see if we've got any questions. Anders has a question? The 90 days thing. Here's the deal. GoPro Academy members get 90 days worth of these coaching sessions in their library, and then those start falling off. And the reason why we have 90 days, you have all the courses that you have at your disposal as a GoPro Academy member, all the courses. But the reason why we don't keep the entire archive of these sessions, these private coaching sessions in there, is I don't want somebody to come into GoPro Academy and watch all the courses and go through, 2 years worth of coaching, pay 1 month, and then bail. I want them to engage in first of all, they're going to be cheating themselves, but I want them to engage in the process, and I want them to consume the content. So people who are part of GoPro Academy, I want you to consume, I think 90 days is plenty of time in order to be able to go through one of these courses and be able to get the value, pull the value out, hopefully fill up your journal. That's the hope for you, okay? So, Harmon has a question. How do we deal with people who act totally convinced in front of you, but aren't willing to get active as customers and distributors? Normally, that's a little bit into the follow-up. You're inviting them to take a look. You're moving them through the process. They say they want to do it. They're saying yes, yes, yes. They're one of those people who say yes to everything and then they don't follow through. Be patient with them. Be loving with them. Understand that behind all of their positivity, they're scared to death. And their fear is causing them to stop taking action. And just be compassionate and help them move through the process. Maybe they need to see another thing. Maybe they need to meet another person. Maybe you need to invite them to an event. Maybe they need to have a product experience. Just keep moving them through the process. I don't have a link for your team for May 12th yet. We'll have that soon, but it's going to be powerful. Look in the next 7 days or so on May 12th. We're just finalizing the people who are coming, but it's going to be a huge group. It's going to be awesome. Okay. All right. Let's talk about texting. We've talked about direct, indirect, super indirect. We've talked about the psychology here, the psychology here, and the psychology here. The setup, the invite, the commitment. Let's talk about for a moment. Come back to this. This is kind of a mess. This is a little better. Let's talk about inviting to events. That 8-part process works very, very well to invite to tools and also to invite to some events. But let's say you have an event that's going to be at your local Sheraton hotel on Tuesday night. It's a special event. There's a big shot from out of town coming in. One of the top leaders is coming into your town on Tuesday night, Sheraton at 7 o'clock. And you want to invite a bunch of people there. This is where I really excelled. I was really, really good. And the key to that invitation is the commitment. So let's say you tell them, hey, listen, I'm in a hurry. You compliment them. And you say, there's going to be this special thing on Tuesday night. This big shot's coming in from out of town. If I invited you to this invitation-only event, would you join me? If I invited you to this special, I like using invitation only. If I invited you to this special invitation only event on Tuesday night at the Sheraton with this very special guest from out of town, one night only, if I invited you as one of my very special guests, would you join me? And you'll get some yeses. And that's where and it's what I did after the yes that separated me from the average person in network marketing. The average person in network marketing got the yes, and they expected that those people were actually going to show up at the Sheraton on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And they're sitting outside the room with their list of people looking at the door, looking at their watch, checking their phone. You know, boy, there must be traffic. People must have issues at home. Maybe they have a babysitter problem. So they invited 20 people, 2 people show up. They're so upset about the 18 people that didn't show up that they blow away their 2 people that did show up, and they missed the opportunity. That was what happened with the average person. Whether it's there or the home party, same thing. The key is the commitment. The key is the commitment. So let me talk to you about the commitment. If I invite you to this, will you attend? They say yes. And say, now I start asking some questions. So, are you going to come straight from work to this event at the Sheraton at 7 o'clock? Or are you going to come from home? They say, well, I'll probably go home first. They say, well, listen, how far is the Sheraton from your house? Do you know how far it is? Or do we need to look it up? Oh, it's like 20 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes from the house. It's probably a good idea, since this event's going to be so special, there's going to be a lot of people there, and we want to make sure we get a seat, that you're there maybe 15 minutes, like 6:45. So that would mean you'd need to leave around 6:15. Do you think you'd be able to get home and be ready to leave by 6:15? and wait for their answer. Okay? So they finally say, yeah, I'll be ready to leave at 6:15. I get home at 5:30 and I'll be able to kiss the kids and be ready to turn around and leave at 6:15. All right, cool. Because it's really important, because there might be traffic and everything else. I want to make sure I meet you. And then I would go farther. So for example, I would find a detail inside the property. And I would say, have you ever been inside the Sheraton? And if they say yes, then I go. If they say no, either way, I'm going to say, as soon as you walk in, there's this big, huge flower arrangement. It's right at the foot of the stairs that goes up in the entryway of Sheraton. I'm going to be standing right by those flowers, waiting for you at 6:45. Okay? So, and if something comes up, you'll call me, right? You're not going to leave me standing there waiting for you. You're gonna call me, let me know, because I want to make sure I get in there and we get in, we get our seat, we do all that stuff. So think about how many questions I ask. Are you leaving work? Or are you going straight from work to the hotel? How far is the hotel? Do you know how far it is? When are you going to get home after work? Can you leave by that particular time? Is there any traffic that's going to be there? Right? And then I plant a picture in their mind that I'm going to be at that particular place at that particular time, waiting for you. And if anything comes up, you're going to let me know, and you're not going to leave me hanging. So it was those 5, 6, 7, 8 questions that confirmed for me that they're going to be there. So I'd get 15 out of 20 to show up with that invitation, while the average person would get 2 or 3 out of 20 to show up. And what do you think happened to my results when they heard the big shot from out of town? I got huge results. Now, same thing is with a home meeting. You want to get better results inviting to a home meeting? Here's what you do. If I invited you, I'm in a hurry, compliment, do the invite, and then if I invited you to a special private meeting at my home this Thursday night for a select group of people, would you join me? If I invited you, would you come over? They say yes. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to ask as many questions as possible to get the confirmation. When do you think you're going to need to leave? Do you know how far it is from your house to my house? Can you be there like 15 minutes early? What time do you get off of work? Is there traffic at that time of day? And then I throw in a little kicker. Will you do me a favor and will you pick up a bag of ice on the way? Will you do me a favor? Will you pick up a bag of chips on the way? I want to have some refreshments, some chips and salsa or something. Would you do me a favor and stop and get a veggie platter? I'll reimburse you for the veggie platter, but would you get a veggie platter to be able to have at the event? Now, I've gone through all this stuff, and then I ask them for a little extra commitment, and then I have all these people showing up. Somebody shows up with ice, somebody shows up with some bottled water, somebody shows up with a veggie plate. I give them a few bucks here and there to cover the expense, but they're all there. And they're all invested, and they're all a part of it. You want to get a huge group of people to show up, get a commitment by asking all those questions and then following up and making sure, and then get them invested by bringing something, doing something. You can even ask people to come to your bigger local events and bring something, whatever that happens to be. I'm telling you, you'll get tremendous results by getting the extra questions in and getting the commitment. So you've got the process to do this with tools. It's really easy to get them to do a tool, get them to do the event. Now, let's say it's a convention. You want to get some people to attend your company convention, even inside your team. How do you get more people to show up? You start, it's the same process for your team. You want to get more people to show up at your company event? Hey, listen, I don't have a lot of time. I'm in a hurry. You compliment your team member. You make an invite. The company's doing this convention, and they said that's where leaders are born, and I see you as a leader. So if I invited you to this event, would you join me? Yes or no? Are you gonna join me at this event in San Antonio or whatever it happens to be if I invited you? Let's say they say yes. Okay? Well, let's say they say no. I can't do it, I don't have the time. Now you got to help them solve the problem. They haven't, what they're saying is you haven't shown them enough to justify their time. So you have to help them figure out the babysitter problem, see the bigger picture, paint the vision. Let them know it's worth taking the time off of work. Let them know that yes, they can negotiate with their family. Let them know that this is going to shave 6 months or 12 months off of their learning curve. You got to do some selling in order for them to see the big picture. But let's say that they say yes. Here's what separated me from the average person in network marketing. The average person in network marketing person says yes, they never followed through, they never got their ticket, they never went to the event. I didn't take anything for granted. If a person says, yeah, I'm going to the convention in Dallas, or I'm going to the convention, I'm going to the Most Powerful Women, I'm going to GoPro Recruiting Mastery, I'm going to the company convention in Las Vegas, I'm going to say, do you have your ticket? If you don't, while I'm on the phone, get online right now, or I'll three-way you to the company right now and let's get your ticket done. And I would literally handhold until the ticket was purchased, okay? As soon as the ticket was purchased, have you figured out your hotel? Because I'm gonna be staying at this hotel. I've got my reservation here. This is what I think is the best hotel. Why don't you stay at the same hotel with me? Hold on, let's call the hotel right now and let's book your hotel. And I would three-way them into booking their hotel, okay? Then, how are you going to get there? You're going to drive? You're going to fly? You're going to take a bus? What are you going to do? You're going to carpool? I'm going to fly. Well, let's look right now. What's the cheapest flights? And let's just get it booked. So I would help them book their flight. I would get their hotel. If they wanted a rental car, I'd figure out the rental car. If they couldn't afford it, we solved problems by busing people in, getting the Greyhound buses and having people go on a 12-hour bus ride in order to be able to get there and have the fun of watching videos and hanging out and getting to know each other that whole time, and then going back and plan to reviewing the whole time. Those were some of the most fun experiences ever. I caravanned across country in SUVs. It's amazing. They're going to say I don't have the money. If they say I don't have the money, I solved that problem. Let's go figure out a way for you to earn it. Let's mastermind right now 50 ways that we can figure out a way to come up with the money for you to come to this event. Is there something you could sell? Is there something in your home that you're not using right now that we could find a way to sell to be able to raise money to be able to go to this event, because this event's going to change your life? Is there a way for you to earn? Could you earn some extra money? Is there a way for you to earn it inside of the network marketing business? Could I help you recruit a few people, and from their initial product purchases, that would give you some fast start bonus money in order to be able to make the trip happen? See what I mean? Find a way. There's always a way. Nobody can tell me that there isn't a way, because I carpooled across the country with no money. I shared a room with 8 guys one time. 8 guys in one room with one king-size bed, okay? We made bologna sandwiches, and that's all we had for the entire convention, and tap water. We had no money, but we had a dream. So nobody can tell me that there's not enough money in order to be able to do it. You can figure out a way. There's always a way. It's not about resources. It's not about resources, it's about being resourceful. It's about finding a way. So, but you as a leader, me as a leader, if you tell me you want to, but you can't figure out how to do it, I'm not going to stop until you figure it out. And we figure it out together. Come on, let's go. So my passion was at the highest level. My commitment was at the highest level. I did not let go until that commitment happened. So getting a lot of questions. Let me see what these questions. How do you make people realize that they have to attend company events in order to succeed? You've got to cast the vision. You've got to let them know that this is a time machine that's going to shorten their learning curve. This is where leaders are born. This is where they're going to be able to have the breakthrough that they're looking for. They're going to be able to step into their potential. They're going to have fun. They're going to see things. They're going to build relationships. They're going to meet the owners. They're going to build their belief to another level. They're going to raise their confidence up. Come on, let's go. Let's have an adventure. Let's do this together. That was what I did. And I always had people said, well, I talked to my team and they're not coming. They said, bring me the notes. I said, let me talk to the team. And in 5 minutes, that team's ready to go. Why? My passion. What percentage of people making a decision to come to convention has to do with their upline and leadership's passion? What do you think? Their vision, their belief. It's a big number. So just find a way to push hard. People will say they can't afford GoPro Academy. In my opinion, you can't afford not to be in GoPro Academy. This is the #1 platform on earth for leaders to develop their skills. What I shared with you today, how much do you think it's going to earn you? Put a number into the comments. How much is it going to earn you bringing extra stuff to a home party, to get the commitment for a live event, to get more people to attend your convention? Put a number. I want every single one of you watching this right now to put a number. What is this going to pay you? What information you're learning in these 3 hours, how much is this going to earn you over the course of your network marketing career? What's it going to earn you? I want to know. Estimate. Come up with a number. If you think it's 0, put 0. If you think it's a number, put a number. 100,000, thousands, whatever. What's it going to be? 50,000, a million? Within 2 years, 750,000, 10,000, thousands, a million, 100,000. See what I'm saying? What do you think a convention's going to do? This is 3 hours, but think about what this will do for you. Is this worth $97 a month? Of course. Come on, it's silly. It's silly. It's worth a ton of money for you. And every month we do this. Okay? With the same passion, you should be getting your people inside of GoPro Academy so they get this value. You should be getting people to your company conventions so they get the value. You should be getting your customers into your products so they get the value. See what I'm saying? You get these people to understand what it is that we have so they can make a decision, and then they'll get the value. It's really simple. 6 digits annually, 500,000. Look at the numbers. Big numbers, right? Even if you're brand new, big numbers. So that's the same passion that I bring to getting people to attend a company convention, same passion that I bring to get people. Am I in here, down here, or back this way? To get people to attend a local event. And the key to all of this is the details. Write that in your notes, please. The key to all of this is the details. Once they say yes, it's not a yes. It's not a yes until you get through the details. The details on the company convention, the details on your local big event. I'm going to be standing by the flowers in the lobby. The details on the home meeting. Will you bring a bag of ice? Will you bring some chips? Will you pick up some salsa? I got somebody else doing that. Will you bring the little mini corn dogs? The details on the lunch meeting. The details on the 2-on-1 or the 1-on-1. The details on the Zoom or the webinar, conference call, or the Facebook Live. The details in all of this. That's what separated me from average. And that's what will separate you from average, is the details. Now, inside of texting, let me talk about this because we only got 20 minutes left, and then we're done. $5,000 by April 2020. Easy, right? And that's just for $97. If you're a part of GoPro Academy, it's like super simple. I could have charged a lot more for this, and it would be worth every penny. We kept it inexpensive because we want everybody to be able to get the value. I want to see more millionaires created from this group than any group ever. Now, let me tell you why texting is so great. Phone calls, great if you can get them on the phone. Face-to-face is great if you see somebody face-to-face. You can follow this process to be able to invite to these things. You can follow this general process. Now, if you want to go fast, I will tell you the biggest breakthrough that's happened in the last 5 or 10 years when it comes to recruiting efficiency is this thing. It's amazing. And not the ability to do this, but the ability to do this. About 3-4 years ago, the world decided that they didn't want to talk on the phone anymore. They were kind of tired of it. They'd talk on the phone for really important things, but for everything else, they did not want to do it. They'll message, they'll text, they'll use social media platforms to be able to communicate, but they don't want to talk on the phone anymore. They've turned their phone ringers off, and when they get a phone call, it's kind of annoying unless they're expecting it and it's important. But outside of that, they don't want to talk on the phone anymore. But here's why this is great. Inside of this process, for a person that's not highly skilled, people will get some objections. And for a brand new person, they're like, oh, what do I do with that? Now, there's a course inside of GoPro Academy Masterclass Library called Mastering Objections that you can go learn how to deal with objections, and that's free for all you GoPro Academy people. But you're going to get some questions in here if you don't do this just right. The reason why we tell them we're in a hurry is we don't want to get into a big, long conversation. The reason why we give them a compliment is because now that shuts down their critical mind. The reason why we do the invites the way that we do in order to kind of capture their imagination, then we get the commitment, then we stop talking, get off the phone. Because the longer that happens, the more is, well, tell me a little bit more about it now. Because what you don't want people to do is feel like they understand it from a phone call, because they can't understand it by a phone call. So you're going to get some objections face-to-face and over the phone, which creates some fear in some people. And if I tell you, if I pick face-to-face or phone versus text, and I only have one choice, I'm going to choose text. And here's why I'm going to choose text. If I tell you to make 10 phone calls today, I tell everybody on here to make 10 phone calls today. And everybody says, yes, I'm in, I'm going to do it. Even inside of GoPro Academy, most of you won't do it. Fear is going to kick in, procrastination is going to kick in, avoidance behavior is going to kick in. You'll say, I'll start tomorrow. So the average person maybe make one phone call, two phone calls. Most of you make none. But if I sit down with you and I have you send a text message to 10 prospects, pick 10 people that could really benefit from your product. Pick 10 people that are entrepreneurial and hungry and ambitious, and send them a message. That's way less scary. You can kind of hide behind the keyboard. And if you run out of words, you don't know what to say, you can ask somebody else before you respond. You don't have to respond in 2 seconds. You can respond in 5 minutes if you want to. Pretend that you were busy. And really think about the answer. So people say, well, what do I say? Here's what I would tell you to do. Just say hello. Just pick 10 prospects, and I'll ask everyone that's watching this, pick 10 prospects and just say hello. Hi, how's it going? Text or Facebook Messenger or Twitter or Instagram or Snapchat or any platform. Doesn't matter. WhatsApp, Skype, you pick it. Just say hi. What's going on? What's up? What's your schedule? How's that work? How's life? Just say hello. And from that process, you'll start a conversation. And at some point in that conversation, you can say, hey, listen, I got to go in just a second. I only have a minute. But compliment them, make an invite, if I would you. And you can do this all on text if you want to, or you can convert from text to phone and go through this process. One of those two things. But here's the cool part of this. Without this, you can at least set up, let's say you wanted to set up a one-on-one, which I'm a big fan of one-on-ones. Big fan of one-on-ones. Where you tell your story and you do your thing inside of your company. The thing that helps them understand what it is that you have to offer with your product or your opportunity. You tell your story, you do the thing. It takes 15, 20 minutes typically to tell your story and do the thing. I can help you fill your entire calendar within 2 hours. And I can fill your calendar for 60 days. No problem. Because if I sit with you for 2 hours, I can have you send enough text messages, because you built this big list, all your social media, everything else. You just said hi to 100 people. And if you send it to 100 people and then you follow up and say, hey, listen, what's your schedule like? Can we get together for coffee? You can make the invitation. There's something I want to show you. There's something you might like. When you told me this, were you serious? You're just kidding around. I know this isn't for you, but I know you know a lot of people. Could we meet for coffee? I could show you what it's all about. And if you know some people, I'll make it worth your time. Whatever, okay? So if you send it to 100 messages to 100 people with the intent of scheduling a 15-minute coffee or a lunch or a breakfast or some get together, you'll schedule 50 appointments. 50 out of 100 messages. So how long would it take for you to meet with 50 people? If you met with one a day, it'd be 50 days. You take off 1 day a week, you take off Sundays, you got 2 months worth of work that you booked in 2 hours. Now, a management tool, a leadership tool from you, for you to your team, number one, you want to fill your calendar, is send whatever text message you need to fill your calendar for the next 30 days. Fill your calendar for the month of April. Fill it. Do it today. Start sending the text messages, fill it today. 2, go to your team or your teams and get together with them for a couple hours at somebody's house. Bring everybody over. I did something really cool. I just went to this training with Eric Worre, and he has something that I wanted. He asked me to do with you that's going to help you get tremendous results. Come on over and let's do it. Get everybody together for a couple hours. Share with them the text messaging and have them all send 50 text messages. Have a little contest so you can schedule the most appointments over the course of 2 hours. Have some fun with it. You have 20 people in there who schedule 25 appointments. You just schedule 500 appointments. 500 appointments over the course of 30 days. You'll get more activity going on in your team than you could even imagine. Massive activity. And it's something that helps people get past their fear. It's highly efficient. It's highly effective. Works on Facebook Messenger. Works on all the platforms. Works everywhere. What it is more than anything, it's a tool to keep people busy. Texting is a tool to keep people busy. Ultimately, you want to be a network marketing professional, you have to master this. But if you're a beginner, or if you have beginners on your team, if they can master sending a text message and then telling their story and doing the thing that you do in your company so people are educated on your product and your opportunity, they're going to win. If they do a 2-on-1 with you and they're able to schedule that, they'll win even better. If they start getting people to events using details, they're going to do even better. If they get more people to attend their home parties using details, they're going to do even better. Okay? So this is a revolution, this thing. It's amazing what this has done to open doors. Let me see if I have some questions before we wrap up. WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger? It depends. International, WhatsApp is much more popular. I know in the United States, Facebook Messenger is a little more popular than WhatsApp. Or texting is even more popular than that. Just regular SMS or text message is more popular. Any other questions? No. Pretty much it? Yep. All right. Get me to the end. Listen, let me tell you something. We covered a lot of ground. Let me recap everything. The highest skilled person is going to win inside of network marketing. The person with the highest skills is going to win. We do 3 things in growing our business. 1, we sell our products and services to customers who need them. We sell quality products and services. Will this process of educating prospects help you and your team to sell more products? I know the answer is yes. All we have to do is educate people because your products are spectacular. You just have to educate people to the point that they understand what it is you have. Okay? That's the number 1 thing we do. Number 2 thing we do is we recruit and train a team of other distributors who are selling products. Will this help you, what we talked about today, get more people to see the value in joining your team? I think the answer again is yes. The key is details. We're using some technique in here in order to be able to get more people to accomplish our ultimate goal. You have the gift. Our goal is education and understanding. We're not going to apologize. We're going to get better every day. We're going to get our energy and posture right, and persistence is going to pay. First thing we do is we sell products and services. Second thing we do is we build a team, we build a network of other people doing the same thing. And the third thing we do is we improve the productivity of the network that we have through our leadership. Take 2 teams of 100 people. The difference between those two teams is going to be the leadership. That's where you need to, that's why I hope GoPro Academy is giving you the tools to become the leader you need to be. That you learn how to use all of these different aspects of, these are all educational tools. Every one of these is an educational tool. Use these educational tools and the details and confirmation on the invitation of those tools to help the productivity of your organizations. These campaigns are what I use. You can use campaigns around your events, around your products. And this 8-step process is the ultimate goal for every one of you. That you bake this in. That your introduction is solid, your invite is solid for the prospect, and your follow-up, the details are solid. So, look, a month from now, what I want you to do for this month, and I'm going to follow up inside of the Facebook group, is I want you to follow through on getting your skills strong when it comes to the invitation and starting to move this into your teams, taking these ideas into your teams. You don't learn something when you remember it, you learn something when you can't forget it. Okay, so you got to bake this into your culture. And we're going to do some coaching over the course of the month on that. And 2, we have, I don't know how many of you are from Australia, but we have a GoPro Australia event coming up in July. We're doing a 2-day GoPro Australia event and a 5-day Beyond Leadership event, a leadership event for 6-figure earners and above. How to become a top influencer. That's also going to be happening in July. If you're there, if you go to networkmarketingpro.com/GoPro Australia, is that right? networkmarketingpro.com/GoPro Australia, you'll get all the information on that. If you are a 6-figure earner or above, or you plan to be a 6-figure earner and above, we're doing a special 5-day Beyond Leadership, how to become a top influencer network marketing, high-end training event. 6-figure earners or above, or if you plan to be one very soon, that's going to happen in August here in Las Vegas. And if you go to networkmarketingpro.com/beyond, networkmarketingpro.com/beyond, and you will learn about that. That's going to sell out very, very quickly. It's almost sold out now. And last but not least, those of you who are watching this that have not yet become part of GoPro Academy, before you leave this page, click on the link. You've already paid the down payment by buying this course. Upgrade to GoPro Academy. Get access to the previous courses that we've done on different topics. Also, you'll get access to every course that we've created, $8,000 worth of courses. And staying a part of that, you'll be part of next month's event, which is Social Media Online Summit, first ever to happen. 8 hours of live training from the best of the best in network marketing for social media. That's going to happen on May 12th. And within about a week, we'll give you links for you to be able to promote that to your teams. It's going to be spectacular. It's going to be worldwide. It's going to be amazing. 20 or so of the best trainers in the world. Did I miss anything? Got everything? Look at that. We're 2:53. We're 7 minutes early. Everybody have a spectacular weekend. Have a spectacular day. I love you all. I'm really proud of you for being a part of this. Help to spread the word. The more people you get inside of GoPro Academy, the faster your team is going to grow. I promise you that. Everybody have a great day. See you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.